when this guy talks, JSNP4 listens. I can't help but to say, the guy worked in the Reagan administration. I've talked about him before. Again, David Stockton. He's been in government numerous times, worked directly with Ronald Reagan, and he has a warning for us. He has a warning for us. This, on my level of sources and things that mean the most to me, like when this person speaks or that one, I got to be honest, this guy's up there at the top, okay? Michael Snyder from the economiccollapseblog.com is covering this. Former Reagan administration official is warning of a financial collapse sometime between, take a guess, August and November this year. September 23rd by chance? Maybe. If a former Reagan administration official is correct, we are likely to see the next major financial collapse by the end of 2017. According to Wikipedia, David Stockman is an author, former businessman, and U.S. politician who served as a Republican U.S. representative from the state of Michigan back in the 70s, late 70s to 81, and as the director of the Office of Management and Budget from 81 to 85 under President Reagan. He has been frequently interviewed by mainstream news outlets such as CNBC, Bloomberg, and PBS, and he is highly respected. He is a highly respected voice in the financial community. Like other analysts, Stockman believes that the U.S. economy is in dire shape, and he told Greg Hunter during a recent interview that he is convinced that the S&P 500 could crash by 40% or even more. Which also means the Dow Jones, good night as well. The market is pricing itself for perfection for all of eternity. This is crazy. I think the market could easily drop to 1,600 or 1,300, talking about the S&P. It could drop by 40% or even more once the fantasy ends. When the government shows its true colors, that it's headed for a fiscal bloodbath, when this crazy notion that there is going to be some Trump fiscal stimulus is put to rest once and for all. I mean, it's not going to happen. They can't pass a tax cut that big without a budget resolution that incorporated 10 to 15 trillion in debt over the next decade. It's just not going to pass Congress. I think this is the greatest suckers rally we have ever seen. That's an interesting term considering Lindsey Williams' elite friend circa 2011 or 12, even earlier actually, maybe it was earlier than that, talked about after the crash in 2008, they're going to sucker every last person back into this market because it's going to go up so high you'll never imagine it. And when you can't think it'll go higher, it'll go higher. When it won't go higher, it's going to go higher. Suckers rally is what he called it. But even more alarming is what Stockman had to say about the potential timing of a financial crash. According to Stockman, if he were to pick a time for the next major stock market plunge, he would target sometime between August and November. What's between there? September, October. The S&P 500 is going to drop by hundreds and hundreds of points sometime over the next few months as we drift into this unexpected crisis. I would target sometime between August and November because that's when the rubber is going to meet the road on a debt ceiling increase when they are out of cash. Washington is going to end up in vicious political conflict over what to do about the debt ceiling. It is going to be one giant fiscal bloodbath, the likes of which we have never seen. This is him speaking. Again, if he was just some person like me that studied this stuff for years and I made the same claim, you could say, well, yeah, but man, O.J. Snip's been around for a long time. He's been studying this stuff. He knows, man. I pay attention to him. He knows. You could say, you could say that, but someone at the end of the day could say, yeah, but has he ever been in government? Has he ever been in the in crowd? Well, no. Doesn't mean I'm any less inaccurate per se, right? But you could argue that, well, he's, whatever. This guy is a senator, worked at the budget office under Reagan. I think I want to listen to this guy. And it's funny because he's mirroring the same crap that I talk about, which means I must be studying the right stuff, coming to these conclusions. That really got my attention because those are the exact months during which the events that I portrayed in The Beginning of the End play out, which he has an article, link to a book at Amazon. Michael Snyder, 4 out of 5 star review, 321 customer reviews, The Beginning of the End, paperback, May 15th, 2013. Let me just read you, and let me just show you this. Check this out. He's got the all-seeing eye with the pyramid, naturally. The Beginning of the End. Love it. And it says, The Beginning of the End is the first novel by Michael T. Snyder, not to be confused with Buford T. Justice, the publisher of the Economic Collapse blog. If you want to know what things in America are going to look like in a few years, you need to read this book. The Beginning of the End is a mystery thriller set in the United States in the near future. It is a time of unprecedented economic collapse, deep political corruption, accelerating social decay, out-of-control rioting in the cities, and great natural disasters. Now, by the way, 2013. Out-of-control rioting in the cities and great natural disasters. We've had some pretty major flooding. I'm not going to say we've had great natural disasters per se, but then again, when was the Hurricane Sandy? I don't know what Hurricane Sandy, what year was Hurricane Sandy? Hurricane Sandy, 2012. Oh, yeah. That was 2012, so he wrote this after that. But about the part on the rioting, how many riots have we seen since after 2013? Whether it's the, black person getting shot kind of riots, the political riots we've seen when Trump was running, etc. In the midst of all this chaos, a former CIA agent, a respected financial reporter, and a blogger that takes his prepping to extremes all find themselves dropped into the middle of an ancient conflict between two shadowy international organizations. The three of them are absolutely horrified to discover that one of those shadowy international organizations is planning to hit New York City with the largest terror attack in U.S. history. The goal is to throw the entire country into chaos, but who will get the blame? A series of incredible shocks, twists, and turns ultimately culminates in a wild cross-country chase that leads up to a surprising ending that most readers will not see coming. A great storm is coming to America, and time is quickly running out. The Beginning of the End is a great book to give anyone that is not prepared for what is ahead. It is a wildly entertaining, fast-paced page-turner that is packed with an abundance of twists and turns that many readers will find difficult to put down. But it also is designed to communicate a tremendous amount of truth at the same time. Paperback, $14.53. Kindle, $6.99. So yeah, without a doubt, the U.S. financial system is living on borrowed time, and we cannot keep going into so much debt indefinitely. In 2017, interest rates on the national debt will be more, interest on the national debt will be more than $500 billion for the first time ever, and it will be even higher next year because we are likely to add at least another $1 trillion to the debt during this fiscal year. Again, they just got approved for $1.1 trillion to get us to September. Meanwhile, the financial markets just keep becoming more absurd with each passing day. Just look at Tesla. This is a company that somehow managed to lose $621 million during the first quarter of 2017. And it has been consistently losing hundreds of millions of dollars quarter after quarter. And yet somehow the market values Tesla at a staggering $48 billion. It is almost as if we are living in an opposite world where the more money you lose, the more valuable investors think you are. Companies like Tesla, Netflix, and Twitter are burning through gigantic mountains of investor cash without ever making a profit. And nobody seems to care. Commercial mortgage-backed securities are another red flag that it is starting to get a lot that is starting to get a lot of attention. The percentage of commercial mortgage-backed securities, or MBS, loans in special servicing hit 6.6% to close April. Commercial Mortgage Alert reported, citing TREP data. The 5 basis point move higher from March came as the past due rate on Fitch-rated commercial mortgage-backed securities climbed by 9 basis points to end April at 3.5%. Both MBS and CMBS rates hit their highest levels since 2015. During the crisis of 2008, regular mortgage-backed securities played a major role, and this time around, it looks like securities that are backed by commercial mortgages could cause quite a bit of havoc. One of the reasons for this is because mall owners are having such tremendous difficulties. The number of retail store closings in 2017 is on pace to shatter the all-time record by more than 20%. And Bloomberg is projecting that about 1 billion square feet of retail space will eventually close or be used for another purpose. Like I already said, that they're starting to bring circuses into empty malls. Got to put that space to use somehow, put up the parking lot. They're bringing circuses to town. So needless to say, this is putting an enormous amount of strain on those that are trying to rent space to retailers, and a lot of their debts are starting to go bad. In 2007 and early 2008, a lot of the analysts that were loudly warning about mortgage-backed securities, a major stock market crash, and an imminent recession were being mocked. People kept asking them when the crisis was finally going to arrive, and leaders such as Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke confidently assured the public that the U.S. economy was not going to experience a recession. But of course, then we got to the fall of 2008 and all hell broke loose. Investors suddenly lost trillions of dollars, millions of jobs were lost, and the U.S. economy plunged into the worst recession since the Great Depression of the 1930s. Now we stand poised on the brink of an even worse disaster. The U.S. national debt has almost doubled since the last crisis. Corporate debt has more than doubled, and all of our long-term economic fundamentals have continued to deteriorate. The only thing that has saved us is our ability to go into enormous amounts of debt. And once that debt bubble finally bursts, it will be the biggest standard of living adjustment that Americans have ever seen. That is exactly what Lindsey Williams' friend from 2011 and 12 said, the good one that got everything right. And I'll repeat it, because I have already recently, but I'm going to repeat it again. He said, the American dream, the lifestyle you live now with all the gadgets and everything, just the American life, it's going away. It'll be looked at like first world going down to third world. And then will be a recovery. We will recover. But once we recover, it will never be recovering back up to where it was, ever. Ever. It will never go up there. So the little things in life you have, and the toys and the gadgets, and just everything, and the way we live our lives, it'll never go back to that good. You'll get some of it back, but you'll never go back to where we were. Which sucks. But that's what he said. And that's what this man is saying. So I don't know if Stockman's timing will be 100% accurate or not, but that is not what is important. What is important is that decades of exceedingly foolish decisions have made the greatest economic crisis in American history inevitable. And when it fully erupts, the pain is going to be absolutely off the charts. Again, David Stockman's making the warning, amongst other people. But again, he's one that should be held way up here because of his status in working in government numerous times, directly under Reagan, was a senator, and he knows. And he's not a senator now, so he doesn't have to pretend to go in there and yell at the Democrats and then yell back, and we're going to do this, and we're going to block that, and filibuster this. Nope. He doesn't have to play any games. That was a past life of his. Here's what I learned when I was in government, and here's what I'm telling you is going to happen. You need to prepare. That's what he's saying. And you know what? Here it is. I got him always on standby right in front of me. Boom. Panda. And whatever Whatever that facility is in China, whatever that is. Maybe some government building, perhaps a temple of some type, who knows. Point being, that's a silver coin. And it's going to save your life one day, financially, when this stuff starts going down. Okay? Take care. Oh. And if you want to buy some, sdbullion.com/jsnip4. 10-ounce bar at spot price. They gave me that coupon code for my subscribers. That is one per use, per person, per family, whatever, one time. But that's a phenomenal deal. I just want to say that. So if you happen to go to sdbullion.com/jsnip4, take advantage of the code, get yourself a free 10-ounce bar. Oh, excuse me, not free. Whoa. Not free. Free of additional costs such as the premium, where it's 69 cents over spot, 89 cents over spot. No, it is at spot price. And I've apparently sent quite a few people over there because they sent me a few emails. Hey, man, JSnip, man, thanks a lot. Well, no, thank you, because it's a great place to buy from. Like I say, I've used JM Bullion and I use SD Bullion. And, just like I said the other day, I'm sitting right here. Let me pull one out for you. Just because it's been a while. This is becoming like my favorite bar right now. I normally don't get these big 10-ounce bars. Not that they're real big. But the Jesus whipping the banksters out of the temple. Oh, love it. On the back side, you just got this. But the front, look at that front. Come on. Jesus, whip the crap out of those bankers. Get them the hell out of that temple right now. Get them out of there. Because they're about to put some serious pain on us. This time around, not 2,000 years ago. They're doing it again now. And ain't no Jesus around to deal with them, unfortunately. So, I'm out. Take care.